I'm going to show you how to create a territory map using Excel based upon the customer list that you have in Quest. So we're going to start off by going under the Reports tab. Then we're going to select Customer List. Once this appears, you're going to come to this page where it really is going to give you a lot of filter capabilities. So what we're going to look for are all customers here in the middle. We're going to sort them by name. We want to make sure that the spreadsheet is going to have customer name with the city attached. And then we're going to make sure they cover all market segments, current year to date. We're not really going to keep the sales data on here for this exercise. Make sure that you come down here to the output format and select Excel. And then we're going to run this report. So again, I'm using an Apple computer. It may be a little bit different if you're using a PC. But what this is going to do as it's loading is it'll download the document in Excel here at the bottom. Then we will open it up and start sorting it. For some reason, it's taking a little longer than normal. It's probably because of the amount of contacts that are in Quest. So a lot of these reports that load faster than others is typically because it doesn't have to go through quite as many steps to gather all this data. So feel free to fast forward if you want to. Okay, so now that it's finished downloading, I'm going to open it up, and then we're going to go ahead and expand it out to fill up our whole screen. And really the goal of a territory map is to take one large market and divide it up into smaller markets to make it a little easier to manage and a little easier to plan at the same time. So in order for us to sort this, what we first need to do is to get rid of all of this information here at the top. So rows 1, hold down shift, click row 10, it'll highlight 1 through 10. We'll delete those rows, and then we're left with our count numbers, city and state, what customer type they are. I really don't need how long that they've had an account with our company, so I'm going to delete that column. And for this exercise, I'm going to go ahead and delete their sales figures as well. So what I'm going to do first down here is we'll keep this as a customer list here at the bottom. We're going to start adding different tabs and insert sheets. So our first sheet is going to be Houston. Our second sheet is going to be, oops, I went the wrong area. Make sure you double click down here instead of in one of those cells. College Station / Bryan. Our third sheet is going to be Beaumont. Our fourth sheet is going to be Lufkin. Or actually, we'll save some space and we'll say East Texas. And we're just going to concentrate on these for now. You could very easily come out here and do something like Galveston or Huntsville. Conroe would be another kind of a day trip. So we're going to focus on this College Station Bryan tab, and then you can repeat these steps later for all of the other ones. So now that we've got that done, what we're going to do, going back to our customer list, is we're going to use the sorting tab. As you see here now, it's sorted alphabetically. So we need to sort this by city. So I'm going to highlight this column, come up here to the top to the sort column, hit sort, and we've got it from A to Z. All of the same contacts are now sorted by city. So since we are looking for Bryan College Station, we're going to scroll down And this is not going to take long because I don't see any contacts in Bryan, and I see very few in College Station. So this is not going to take very, very long. Let's actually, for the sake of this exercise, we're going to go back up here and do this with Beaumont instead. So I'm going to highlight my first one with Beaumont, hold down the Shift button, come down to my last one for Beaumont, and I'm going to copy this data. So I go to Edit, Copy, come over here to the Beaumont sheet, highlight row number 1, click Insert, and now we have that same data that's there. But one of the things that I don't like how this looks is it's missing a lot of this header line that gives you all this information. So let's go back to Customer List, go back up to the top, highlight row number 1, again, Edit, Copy, go over to the Beaumont tab, select row number 1, Insert, and it will add it above. So a couple of tricks with Excel. Double click in between each column will expand the column to accommodate the data that's there. So we'll expand that out a little bit. So now we have all of our contacts in Quest that are in Beaumont. We can now go and sort them. Our next step is to sort them by the type of customer that they are. So we're going to hit the sort button again, and let's hit it one more time, and that way we'll get it at the top. So now we have all of our A&D contacts, end users, and flooring contractors are all together. So a couple of things, we're going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to click row number 2 and hold it down, and just highlight this area, take away those colors. So we're going to take the fill away. And then we're going to insert some rows in between the different types of customers that we have here. So that'll give us some space. So then we can go and start labeling these to the types of customers that we're looking at. So for this one, we're going to have all of our flooring. Let's actually make this a little bit larger. We'll make the font a little bigger. We'll take away the underline. We'll make it bold. Flooring contractors, and let's just change up that. Font was 12. We'll go add a row in here. But sometimes when you add underneath a row that's been colored, we need to go back under here and take that fill away. Now, as I'm typing, you notice you can't see this because the font, there we go, was in a different color. So we'll use that, make that a little bit bigger. And what I like to do with each end user is actually to further categorize these, but we don't really have a whole lot here. So we're going to start off with education. Take the underline away, make it red, font number 12, and we're going to make it bold. Insert a couple rows here to spread this out. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Every time I type, it's in this underline tab. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight, we're going to click row number 2 and drag this down and take away this underlined item. So now that's gone. That's a lot better. We're going to go back and label this end user for government. Turn it red, font's number 12, and bold. So now this gives you a very easy snapshot to use on when you're going to travel to Beaumont, if this is part of your market, and to who you need to see while you're there. So another thing that I've liked to do with this is to keep track of what products I show this particular group of people. So I can just start a list going from left to right into the different introductions that we've had here lately. So we've had one called Fusion, Alloy, we've had Intrinsic come out, we've had, let's see here, inline generation, and we'll keep that small. So then once I go and show a particular person, I can just come in, put an X beside it if I want, and it tells me what to show next time I come back into town. Always go back and hit save every time you complete this work. So then also, if you want to move any of these tabs at the bottom, all you need to do is click on the name and notice the arrow pops up and I can move it from one side to the next. So I go back to my customer list. Originally, it's all still here. So in the future, when I go to these other ones, a couple of steps I need to do is if I click this button right here, it's going to highlight my entire document, and I want to take this underline away. So if I just click that once, everything is underlined. I clicked it again, now it's gone. The other thing I want to do is I want to take away all of these different colors here. So I'm going to highlight the old document, come to the cell, hit no fill, that's gone, and then I can always go back up here and make that color come back. I think this was it, or close enough to it. So hopefully this will help you out. All we need to do, I'll do one more before we kind of sign off here, is we'll make another one that's really quick. Obviously Houston's going to take a long time to do. So if we were going to do Galveston, we're going to highlight this area and we're going to copy it. Come over here to Galveston, hit this row, highlight this row, hit insert. We're still missing that header at the top. So we're going to come back over to our Beaumont list, which we've already kind of worked on, and copy it again. Click row number 1, hit insert. Now that information is there. Double click in between each column. Spread that out a little bit. Now we'll take the customer type again. We'll go a little bit faster this time. Highlight the column, sort it. We want the A and D to be at the top, so we're going to sort it one more time. Now we go in and space this out. So this one we will actually have a couple of more categories to go over. Get rid of that fill. A and B firms. Or actually, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's save ourselves a little time and we'll just copy this. Use a couple of shortcuts here. Control C is always copy and Control V is paste. And then as we look at our end users, we can actually split these guys up a little bit more. So we'll space them out first. So we will have corporate. And what I'm going to do to save myself a lot of clicks is I'm going to copy that and come down here and paste it. But we're going to change it from corporate to education. And then here we will change this to healthcare. So now we have our Galveston trip planned out with who all we're going to see on this one. So hopefully this will help you take a lot of data and start breaking it down into smaller pieces. And wish you the best of luck.